Well, I'm going to call to order our Board of Zoning Appeals. We will start this evening with an invocation by Member Lehman.
You bow your head and pray. Thank you, Lord, thank you for bringing us here safely. Give us wisdom as we deliberate business, important business. I want you to be with each of us, each of our families, especially in this holiday season. Just thank you for everything you do for us, for this success. In Jesus Christ,
And roll call, please.
Member Lehman.
Here.
Member Moody.
Here.
Chairwoman Gray.
Here. Our next item on the agenda is approval of our previous meeting minutes. It's from August, and I'm ready to entertain a motion.
I move. Okay. Second.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Member Moody. Member Lehman.
Yes.
Member Moody.
Yes.
Chairwoman Gray.
Yes. And at this time, I will open up our meeting for comments from citizens. So if anybody would like to comment on any of the cases before us this evening, you can come up to the microphone and state your name and address. We will also allow a comment period after each case is presented as well, after we speak with the applicant. Would anybody like to speak? Okay, we will proceed with our meeting. Our case before us this evening is BZA 2024-04, which is a monument sign variance request, and I'll hand it to staff to walk us through that.
Good evening. So this case, the petitioner is requesting a variance from Chapter 20, Section 2010-2-1 of the Collegedale sign ordinance. This is more specifically increasing the height and the width for a monument Class D sign. Per the following sign ordinance sections, the current allowed dimensions are as follows in Section 2010-2-5, portion F and G. You're currently allowed a 12 by 12 or 14 by 8. The applicant is requesting to construct a sign that is 17 feet tall and 16 feet wide. So here's the petitioner's submitted justification. I'll leave this up for a couple of seconds. I do have a shortened portion later. So here's the vicinity map. The property highlighted in blue is the property in question today. This is located off Little Debbie Highway at 5572 Little Debbie Parkway. So the variance request, Tennessee allows a variance if exceptional conditions such as property shape, narrowness, and topio cause undue hardship for the property owner or applicant to meet regulations in the sign or zoning ordinance. So tonight the applicant's request is to seek a variance for a taller sign for aesthetic uniformity. The applicant wishes to replicate the existing sign on the opposite side of the drive aisle in the ship center. Aesthetic reasons alone are not valid grounds for a variance. The property can still accommodate a sign that meets zoning code. Setback and sign visibility. While no adjustment to the setback requirement is requested, the property distance from Little Debbie Parkway and sign visibility challenges are considered. Under this section of the sign ordinance, there's a minimum required of 10 feet from any property boundary that touches the right-of-way, or 15 feet. There's a 15-foot setback if adjacent to a residential area, which that doesn't necessarily apply to this case. The property is about 60 feet from the Little Debbie Parkway, which may affect sign visibility if placed 10 feet from the property line. There is a utility easement that's present right against that area, so a freestanding sign cannot be located within a utility easement without written permission from the easement holder, even with a variance. So staff found no peculiar hardships, practical difficulties, or undue hardships have been identified in the applicant's specific request. Staff finds that granting a variance would not constitute substantial deterrent to public good or substantially impair the intent and purpose of the zoning or sign ordinance, However, approving the sign ordinance or the variance may set a precedent for the Board of Zoning Appeals to allow signs over the allowed height based off aesthetics. The applicant first should explore the allowed sign sizes of 12 by 12 or 14 by 8 feet and assess visibility from Little Debbie Parkway. If a future variance is submitted, it should be focused on visibility issues from the large right-of-way and easement restrictions, not aesthetic concerns. These are more relevant to the variance decision. So here's the elevation of the sign. It exactly matches the existing one that you'll see here shortly. So here's the site plan. This portion in yellow is what's existing, and this is the new area that's being proposed for the new sign. You can see here that the right-of-way is pretty far from the property line. GIS isn't exactly where it should be. It should be around here for the property line. And here's the street view. The existing is in yellow, and then the red is the proposed location. And then here are some site photos. That includes my presentation. The applicant is here. If there's any questions.
Okay, thank you.
So just a question for staff. I'm assuming the existing sign that's on the opposite side of the entrance drive was prior to a sign ordinance?
Yeah, it was approved in 2009. So it's, yeah, way before our current.
So the ordinance went in, or
Ours, the one we have now, I believe, was in 2022 or 2020. And then the one before that was after 2009.
Okay, any other questions before I ask the applicant to come forward? The applicant would come forward, state your name and address, and if you want to add any further details.
So I'll use the microphone and I'll speak. It's okay in this direction. My name is Dr. Jason Blair. First, thank you for allowing us to come before you to submit our request for variance. I am one of the business owners. I'm part of a partnership with Pediatric Dentistry and Orthodontics Chattanooga. We're one of the tenants at 5572 Little Debbie Parkway. So kind of a little more history behind what happened. Our Parkway Condominiums Association, the first half was built in 2009, and that's when our original sign was built. At that time, there was no further plans for development. So in 2015, when the original builder decided to open up a second sign to our condo association, at that time, no sign was put in provision. But over the years, we felt that as far as our condo association and the other tenants on the other side deserve as much sign visibility as possible to attract clients to their respective locations as well. So when we began to have the conversation as to, hey, what do we do? What do we look at the signs? Our concern was to put a second sign with the current regulations wouldn't provide our tenants with the same visibility as the original tenants, but also we were concerned with obviously these aesthetics has been stated. So our proposal was to build an exact replica on the other side of the entranceway, one in which we felt ultimately would provide our tenants the visibility they need for attracting business, but also a sign that maintains a quality aesthetic. Quality aesthetic not only for our complex, I'll be honest about that, but we believe it's also a quality aesthetic for the city of Collegedale. As you enter Collegedale from Little Debbie Parkway, our condominium association is actually one of the first set of group buildings that you see on Little Debbie Parkway. And we feel that a smaller sign right beside our larger sign is going to be incongruous and not quite the quality aesthetic that I think Collegedale